Hey, everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel and thanks for tuning in today. My name is Cappi Pidwell and I am a mindset expert. I am a mindset coach. I'm an author and a speaker. I've been a master of NLP and hypnosis for 30 years now. So I love talking to people about their money mindset because I speak so much to sales professionals, real estate investors, real estate agents, and a lot of entrepreneurs today. My tagline is don't just get inspired, get rewired. And I think today, with all the information out there, everybody's looking for that quick fix, right? They're looking for that one thing, that's going to get them the answer or the insight. But what most people don't realize is they don't understand that their subconscious mind is driving all their daily decisions. So everything you think and feel and everything you actually do, your behaviors, always come from your internal conversations, your internal world, the things you say to yourself, the thoughts you think all day, every day, which is researchers say about 500 words a minute flowing through that mind all the time, right? So what, again, I'm here to do today is to really help you understand your subconscious money mindset and how to begin to change that. I will tell you, it is a process. It does take a little time. Again, most people are, trying to find that instant one thing. But being a master of neurolinguistic programming and a master hypnotherapist, I have found in the past 30 years of sitting across from thousands of people over the years, standing in front of thousands of audiences, that people are very emotionally committed to their limiting beliefs. It kind of blows me away. So they want the change, and yet they don't really understand their internal dynamics that are driving their daily decisions, therefore outcome and income. So we're going to take a deep dive today into your subconscious mind. And here's the good news. Once you learn how to access it and rewire yourself, you can create rapid, lasting, long-term change. But that is a process. There is literally steps that you have to take in order to rewire it, especially money. Because if you just, think about money, there's something that happens internally for you. If you talk about money, some people talk abundantly, some people talk about stress, some people talk about worry, some people talk about enough. And it's fascinating to me that that internal money mindset, if you will, is precisely what you think and say and feel, you keep making real, right? So if you're stressed or you're like, there's not enough, or the market, or this, or the sales are down, or my business is slow, or whatever I hear people saying, that is the belief, that's the emotion, that's a feeling. And then, of course, you keep it real by thinking, feeling, and repeating the pattern. Because true mastery of rewiring your mindset is doing the work within. And that's where the challenge comes. People go, but Cappy, I want it out here, and I get it, but it has to start inside, right? It has to start within you. If you're worrying and you're stressed and you're thinking of lack and not enough, and you can apply this to many different areas of life as well, right? But I always say what you feel, you make real. So if you're feeling a certain way, you're going to manifest that or create that in your external world, right? So patterns are powerful and they create the same outcomes month after month and often year after year. And I don't know about you guys, but man, this year is flying by. So I say maximize your mindset, really get it to a space and place that's helping you and not harming you. Okay. So again, today I'm going to dive deep into how to make these changes for a more abundant, happier, richer, more successful mindset. And again, that's a little bit of work. So I'm going to also suggest in here, I'm doing this YouTube live right now. I've never, it is my first time. But if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll remember I say it in all my videos, your subconscious is where all change happens. It's the powerhouse. It's the secret sauce to all my work where people, create the change. So here's what you want to do around your money beliefs. Let's dive in. So if you have a pen and paper, I highly recommend it. If you don't, you're just listening to me, maybe do this later when you're at home or sitting at, your desk in the day or wherever you are, where you have maybe 20 minutes to ask yourself really good questions. And the first question, really, I would recommend you ask yourself is, what do you believe about money? And then you have your own answer. Some people believe it's easy to make. Some people believe it's hard. Some people believe it's abundant. Some people believe it's stressful. Money is such a phenomenal topic. I love talking about it because everybody needs money, of course, to live and to be in the world and part of the experience in this life. So, yet, because you all have a relationship to it, how you relate to it, think about it, talk about it, be with it, live in it, really does determine your bank account. So, that's the first question you really want to ask yourself. What do I believe? The second thing is, how does money make you feel? Right? Your money blocks or your scripts or whatever, you have to really understand, how does it make you feel? Do you like make a sale and then feel really good? Woohoo, I made a sale, I have money. Or did you already spend the money and you were like waiting for something to close because you've already spent the money? Like, there's so many things that go on for people, and money brings up emotions. So sometimes people hit a money goal, they might not make enough, or they hit a certain amount. No matter what they do, no matter what they read, what podcasts, even listening to this, they don't realize this internal process, right? So, again, how does it make you feel? And these questions are questions you guys need to ask yourself, right? I'm asking you, but if you don't do the work and you just, oh, yeah, Cappy, I want some magic opportunity to come into my life. And I'm not saying that can't happen, it certainly can. But they're very conflicting things when somebody says they want something and then the belief is, I can't have the thing. So the belief lives in the subconscious, right? I've been doing this, like I said, for 30 years. And I find it fascinating that people tell me all the stuff they want. And then they're like, oh, well, I don't want to do that. Or I don't want to spend the time or spend the money. And I'm like, well, that's what you tell yourself about everything. And then you stay exactly where you are. It's quite fascinating. So, because you have a relationship to money, it's all subconscious. Everyone does. Most of these relationships are outdated, I can tell you. So, next thing you want to identify for yourself is, what do you say when you go like to the grocery store, or maybe you go out to dinner, or you go get gas? Do you say things to yourself like, oh, look at the prices, or I can't get this, and you pick the cheap one? Or do you just not worry about it and get the thing you want? Like, what happens for you? Because you see, if you don't know your money blueprint, if you will, your money imprint, your money relationship, if you don't know how you relate to it, what you think about it, how you talk about it, how you feel about it, how you be with it, it's pretty hard to change. And I find that a lot of people go, oh, Kepi, I just want to do this session, or I go on this and listen to this. Well, that's great. But that's like trying to pile a bunch of stuff on top of limiting beliefs. Yeah. So you have to know what's happening in you. And I can tell you, in all my programs, either online or working with me, we have to start with you and your internal conversations, your belief systems, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. Identifying that first, that is, I would say, the key to success with all my clients. I'm very good at helping them identify what those limiting beliefs are. And then, of course, we have to go rewire your mindset to begin to believe something different. That is a process. I wish I had a magic wand. I have several wands actually on my wall. But, they're not, it's not just like, poof, okay, that belief is gone. It's work. It takes work. It's why I make systems. And, all I can do is put the programs together, right? I can just hand you this and say, go on and click here, buy this product, and start listening. And you would be amazed how many people just sit there and go, yeah, I want it. But then they don't take any action. They don't do anything. They don't rewire themselves. And then they're listening to 20 different things, or journaling, or trying affirmations, or, trying things, again, throwing spaghetti on the wall, but the outcome and the income isn't landing in the bank account. Yeah. So it's really important that you understand that your money relationship, if it isn't enriched, if it isn't, I don't know, healthy and happy and abundant and loving and great for you, Do you feel grateful when you get money? Do you get super excited if it's anything that comes to and through you? You know, money is an energy. It comes to and through us. It comes in, then it goes back out to the things we love and have and want, desire, whatever. I tell people all the time when they work with me, yes, of course, it costs money and it costs your time. But what are you going to get as a result? And I think today with, the trillions of information and products and people selling and talking and sharing, we are bombarded with information today. But the reality is you still have a mindset to manage. And who are you listening to? That's just important to me as everything you're putting in your mindset. I'm very careful about what I watch, what I listen to, what I pay attention to, who I put myself around. It's very important. I think of my subconscious like a bank. What am I depositing? Okay, so I want you to really look at and identify these few questions. Right? Here's another really good question. When you get money, do you feel like that's all you have, even if you've already spent it in your head or you have bills to pay or whatever? Or do you say to yourself, oh my gosh, there's much more where that came from, right? Do you just feel like, okay, yay, I'm welcoming 10 times that? Like, what is the thought and belief about it if you're a commission person? A lot of times when people have paychecks, they have a different relationship with money because they have that continuous money. I mostly work with entrepreneurs and salespeople that either are commission, real estate agents, insurance people, people that have to like self-generate, entrepreneurs, that type of thing. So I will tell you this, there is a ton of money on the planet. There is so much abundance and goodness and greatness for you. And when you really look and understand where your money mindset is, what your money programs are, and know that you can change that, that's where the work is. So I have a few programs on my website. You can certainly go check them out. And I literally make them ridiculously affordable and easy for you to do and get. My Rewire Your Money Mindset is only $9.97, you guys. It's under $10. And then a pop-up comes on the page for a $37 subconscious session. So as I mentioned earlier, the rewiring part comes from you identifying what is in your subconscious in the first place. You can't skip this. Again, I said, if you're driving, go home later and do this. Ask yourself these questions. And if you don't get the program, then how do you rewire yourself? Well, that is done through closing your eyes and starting to get new beliefs, new feelings and new thoughts about abundance, money, you, your worthiness, your value. It's all an inner game, guys. I can't emphasize it enough. So I made this product under $50, and money cannot be an excuse for you to sit back and say, I don't have any money or whatever. So I got that limitation out of the way because that's probably a common conversation that you carry. It blows me away that when people tell me they want to make more money, they're not willing to spend, 50 bucks on something that can literally change their life, to rewire their mindset, to empower you, to really get the results, you guys. I can't tell you, I wouldn't be doing this for 30 years if I didn't get my clients results. I'm all about the outcome. Okay. So that is available to you. I highly recommend you go do it. And, if you want to go deeper, there are some other programs on there. Again, don't just watch me and think about it. I talked to this lady today and she's like, well, you said so many great things. I'm going to think about it. And inside my head, I went, she's going to think about it with her limiting thinking. Right? She's going to talk herself out of doing anything different because that's her emotional comfort zone, is stress and struggle and strain and not enoughness. I call it the enoughness factor. And I can just kind of hear it and sense it in people when they're really ready to make a difference, make an impact, make a change in their own life, or if they're just kind of, people call me or text me or email, oh, I want to pick your brain. Yeah, no, I don't let people pick my brain. You got to do the work, if that makes sense. So I recommend you go on the link in these notes, grab the Rewire Your Money Mindset program today and start rewiring your subconscious for a richer tomorrow. Again, I've done all the work for you. All you have to do is do the workbook once, answer those questions, and pop in the MP3 session and listen to it every day or night. You will sleep like a baby. It will bypass your doubt. It will bypass your critical logical thinking. The saturation through repetition in the subconscious is how you get rapid change in your life. That's how it works. That's anything you learned, walking, math, science, anything. You had to do it over and over and over again until the brain, the mind, the subconscious really got that data. And because you learned lack, you learned stress, you learned struggle, you learned whatever you learned around money, there isn't enough, it doesn't grow on trees, all those things. We have to rewire that, and that takes a little time. And that is done through the subconscious sessions. So step one is my ebook, helping you identify what's stored in you. And then the second step is that subconscious session. So go grab that while you can. Rewire yourself today. You will thank me later, I promise, because this will shift your mindset and it will help you get really, really cool results. And then, of course, you can jump into some of my other programs once you get the result, right? If you're ready for more, you can certainly contact me. I do speaking events. I do coaching one-on-one. I have a whole system, the elite coaching program, which is also on my website. I have a master class, a mastermind. Anyway, I hope that you got value from this. And again, do the work. Really learn how you're wired, how you feel, what you think and say and do in your daily relationship to money, because the only way you're going to change it is to change yourself from the inside to then see the outside world reflect your new beliefs. All right. I will see you soon.